Welcome back, Nerd Squad. Today it's all about muscles and flex skills as we count down the top 10 physically strong mutants. Although we have often talked about being strong in different ways, emotionally and mentally, today we're putting all of that aside and looking at who would be more likely to win in, say, a fist fight, or an arm wrestle competition, or, maybe a leg wrestle competition for the heroes who are more focused on leg day than chin-ups. Or maybe, a thumb war. I don't know, maybe they have really strong thumbs. These are some of the mutants who have proved their mettle when it comes to their physical strength. And we'll be looking at not just how much they can lift, but their big, beefy feats as well, and what they have accomplished. And if you love mutants as much as we do at Top 10 Nerd, please make sure to subscribe and ring our bell if you haven't already. We have lots of fun Mutant and X-Men related content on here, and we'll likely have some more coming at you as we gear up for the Ten of Swords Dawn of X event. Yes, this summer, I'm so excited. Whee! And be sure to stick around till the end of this list where I will have some bonus content coming your way as well. Alright, let's get counting. Number 10. Rogue. When it comes to arm wrestling, most heroes would have nothing on Rogue. Her abilities allow her to steal the powers and so much more of whomever she makes contact with. When she kissed Deadpool, she actually even adopted his severely deformed skin, leaving Wade to look all shiny and pretty again. But while Rogue's abilities themselves are shiny indeed and allow her to drain the energy, memories, and superpowers of her opponents, she would also likely end up killing them if she held on for too long, or at least put them in a coma like she did with her first kiss, Cody Robbins. Because of this and our hypothetical mutant arm wrestling championship, she would likely be disqualified for killing her opponent. At least old Rogue would. Obviously Rogue has more control over her powers now. But although taking someone's strength does make you strong, it also still kind of feels like cheating. Like, I love Rogue, I love her, but it feels a little like cheating in a strength competition, you know what I mean? Number 9. Monet St. Croix. M is definitely a mutant who is stronger than she might look. Her super strength has allowed her to even take on She-Hulk in a fight. In Volume 2 of She-Hulk from 2005, these two end up turning to blows after both not initially wanting to fight one another. They both consider the other to be a difficult and powerful foe, and Monet proves just how much of a strong-arm nuisance she can really be, managing to even meet She-Hulk in strength. So when it comes to her power in regards to a fist fight, you best believe she would handily be able to take down many other super strong mutants. After all, She-Hulk is known as one of the strongest characters in Marvel, and even if Monet didn't beat her, holding her off is an impressive feat. Just meeting her is like, whoa, you strong. Number 8. Gentle. Gentle is a newer mutant. He was first introduced in New X-Men Volume 2 and is considered to be a special mutant due to his Wakandan heritage. If you haven't noticed in the comics, mutants that come from Wakanda, that's not really a thing. Nesno Abidemi is half Russian and half Wakandan, and actually inherited his X gene from his father. His mutant powers allow him to gain muscle mass. In fact, the upper limit of his strength he can amass and exhibit has yet to be defined. His super strength could in fact be limitless. When using his powers, he also becomes super tough and durable as a result. Originally, he had less control of his powers and experienced a great pain when using them as a result of the vast increase to his muscle mass, and psychological scars which also lended to this as well. Eventually, Jean would help him to overcome this weakness, and the vibranium tattoos that he covers himself with help him to harness and control his powers more easily as well. It has been said that he is on the same level of strength as Colossus, and that he could even likely take the Hulk on in a fight. Number 7. Namor. You might not think of this Atlantean mutant when it comes to those of mutant kind who are known for their strength, but Namor would likely be able to take on and defeat many other mutants and heroes in an arm wrestle, especially if the championship took place underwater. Namor is at his most powerful when underwater, but even when he is on land and weakened somewhat by his distance from the sea, he is still impressively strong. He has been able to knock out both She-Hulk and Hulk on occasion, and he once defeated Red Hulk in an underwater battle. Namor can take on basically all of the Hulks, though probably not at the same time. They'd be like Hulk smash, and then Namor would be dead. Number 6. Sebastian Shaw. No matter what you throw at this former leader of the Hellfire Club, he can store it up and throw it right back at you. Sebastian Shaw is a mutant who can absorb whatever energy is tossed his way, using it to strengthen and fortify himself. This makes him hard to beat in a fist fight, as throughout, he often just continues to get stronger and stronger as his opponent eventually will tire. With most mutants who have energy absorption powers, there is a limit as to how much they can take, and we eventually find out what this is when they become overloaded with energy. But with Sebastian Shaw, we have yet to discover what his limit is, and he's a character who's been around since the 80s, so he's been around for a while. This lack of knowledge could actually imply that his powers are limitless, though we don't really know yet, but He could be Omega level, just saying. Number 5, Colossus. What super strong mutant list would be complete without one of the greatest? Pyotr Rasputin, Colossus, is often known for his super strength due to his tough steel form. And despite steel not being as strong as some of the other famous metals of the Marvelverse, Colossus has still managed to prove just how tough he is on more than one occasion. He shielded his fellow X-Men from a blast of deadly energy from Terminus, a powerful foe of the Celestials. He's managed to crack Juggernaut's helmet while he was Kurth, Breaker of Stone, and even managed to survive a fight against World War Hulk. Yeah, I know he got his arms broken, but still, just taking on this version of Hulk is impressive. Number 4, Omega Red. So based on what we just talked about in regards to Colossus, I know what you're thinking. How can Omega Red be considered stronger than him? It doesn't make sense, Amanda. Well, Colossus fought World War Hulk, yes, but when it comes to steel, no matter how reliable it is, there are still stronger materials, like Omega Red's carbonadium-infused body and tentacles. And as such, when Colossus and villain Omega Red came to blows in issue 499 of Uncanny X-Men, it ended up being Arkady, not Pyotr, who proved he was made of stronger stuff, especially after the Red Room had increased Omega Red's strength and durability. He handily drained some of Colossus's life energy with his tentacles, and even managed to penetrate Colossus's impenetrable skin. Blech. If it weren't for Nightcrawler's interference, it is very likely that Omega Red would have defeated both Colossus and Wolverine, whom he was fighting at the time. I know what you're thinking, but doesn't Wolverine have adamantium? Isn't adamantium stronger than carbonadium? You're right, but you know what? Maybe we'll see Wolverine on a part 2, okay? Just deal with it. He's strong though. He's strong. But Sabretooth is stronger than him, so and where does Sabretooth fall in all of this? We really need a part 2 to this list, to be honest. Number 3, Hope Summers. Hope is a similar power set to Rogue. She is the adopted daughter of Cable. I know, it's a little confusing. She looks like a natural born relative of Jean Grey's, but she isn't. She just happens to bear a resemblance and shares that striking red hair. Hope is probably one of the most powerful mutants around because she can copy anyone's powers in her vicinity without even needing to drain them of their power or energy, or touch them at all. And she can have as many powers as she likes, and the powers she mimics are considered to be at their full strength, their highest limit, the most potent they could possibly be. So now, imagine if she went toe to toe with any other super strong mutant or super. I mean, granted, if Hope goes toe to toe with almost anyone, she's got it in the bag. But super strength also falls within her wheelhouse when applicable. Her only real weakness is time and distance, as eventually the powers will wear off the further away she gets from her opponent, which means running away would be the best option for any super strong foe who comes up against her, which is probably why we don't see her as much in the comics. She's too powerful. Number 2, Apocalypse. When it comes to a flexing competition, Apocalypse is another mutant who could easily win the day. He is more durable than most with a slew of other abilities, but his super strength is not just an add-on when it comes to those abilities, and he's evolving all the time, so it's likely we'll only see him become even stronger as time goes on. And Sabanur is so strong that he has managed to hold back the Hulk, an impressive feat. Sure, this was when Hulk was separated from Banner and couldn't really rely on rage to increase his strength, but the Hulk also had a higher base level power in this state, because he was kind of like always angry. So either way you slice it, Apocalypse still looks like a muscly badass. A slice of muscly badass. Ew. That's gross. Number 1, Onslaught. Kind of a weird one to include on this list, as Onslaught is sort of just Dark Xavier with some Magneto mixed in. And Xavier's not a mutant normally thought of for his strength. Though to be fair, people often seem to forget that Xavier is a skilled and trained fighter and martial artist, just because they still think of him as a telepath confined to a wheelchair, even though he hasn't really been that version of himself since the early 2000s. So why do people still think of that? I don't know. When Onslaught emerged, he was a force to be reckoned with on all fronts. Not only insanely psychically strong, but also physically strong as well. This is a foe who managed to punch Juggernaut so hard he flew across Canada and landed in the USA. He also managed to rip out the Sidorak gem from Juggernaut's body as well. And he managed to hold off the Hulk. So yeah, I think he might qualify for the gold medal in this arm wrestling competition, even without his psychic abilities. Although to be honest, anyone who possesses powerful telekinetic skills in my mind could also be considered super strong. They could technically just flex with their brain to make their arms look like they're strong. You might think that's cheating, but I don't know. I think telekinetics, they're powerful. They can flex too, with the brains. Thank you so much for watching, Nerd Squad. I hope you had fun learning about all the muscliest of mutants. Who is your favorite mutant? Do you prefer mental or physical strength when it comes to power sets? Who do you think the strongest mutant or superhero is of all time? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And while you're on your way down there, be sure to give this video a muscular thumbs up. Playing video games helps to build thumb strength, right? Does it? I don't know. Until next time, this has been Top 10 Nerd, and I'm your host, Amanda McKnight, reminding you to stay nerdy, YouTube. Oh, and watch out for that bonus content. Her abilities allow her to steal the powers of whomever she makes contact with, and steal more. And we'll be looking at not just how much they can lift, but what their big, beefy feats